I'm in the building with a special guest named Donta. Know what I mean? Yo, Donta, man, let the people know who you are and give them your MO.
I'm Dante from the Dante Show Network. I tell prison stories. I do skits on YouTube. I do a lot. Right now, I'm working on a couple of new projects, trying to broaden my horizon, dealing with paranormal activity right now. So um, that's me in a nutshell.
Word up, man. I've been watching a lot of your videos, man. I like the way you break down your stories, man. Like the stories you be, I mean, like yeah, like your stories that you be going through behind the wall or whatever. Know what I mean?
Mm.
And I think you have a incredible delivery breaking down your stories, man. Um, my first question for you is, yo, what was it like growing up in Flint, Michigan? And what advice would you give to the youth to stay out of trouble with law enforcement? Talk to me.
Man, growing up in Flint, man, when you growing up around chaos and it's people getting killed like every other day, and it's just so much violence around you, but you become numb to it in a way. It's like I give people this example. One day when I was in Columbus, Ohio, I was about 20, I think, and we was at this college party, and these dudes got to shooting across the street from where we was at. I'm talking about it was just let some choppers go in the air, and a lot of people around us start running, and they was like, "Y'all ain't gonna duck, y'all ain't gonna run." We like, man, they ain't shooting at us. You know what I'm saying? So that was me growing up in a nutshell, man. When I think back on it, um, I wouldn't change nothing, man. I think when you grow up in places like that and you can survive and make it, not even just on no street stuff, but if you can just make it through these concrete jungles like that, you can go anywhere. You can go anywhere, and if you got a good business mentality and work ethic, you can go anywhere and survive. You know?
Word up, and definitely you kind of like change your lifestyle because now you're like, are you like a full time YouTuber, and do you have like different like revenue streams of income coming in, or this is the only thing that you do?
Well, right now, yeah, this is the only thing that I'm doing now. Prior to that, I was driving trucks for a couple of years. Then after that, I got a contract with the hospitals in Michigan to deliver their specimens, and that right there was bringing in. I was making about 120 a year doing that. But then when I got to doing this YouTube thing, oh no, I gave all them contracts up.
Hold on. So this YouTube money is better than you making 120 bands doing delivery. Have your own delivery company.
Man, I'm just going. I'm gonna listen. You know who Fleece Johnson is, right? Fleece
Nah,
Johnson,
nah, I don't know who that is. Give me a breakdown who that is.
the Booty Warrior from MSNBC, the Boondocks.
Oh, yeah. Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, okay, yeah.
So, me and his manager talk like he in Kentucky. His YouTube channel is called Hustler Spirit on YouTube, and I consult with him about certain things of about how the YouTube business operate. He ain't believe me. Put it this way. It's a lot of money that can be made on YouTube. I'm telling you. People say, oh, for the people that know me in real life and knew what business I had, the contracts I had, they're like, man, why would you get it up for YouTube? And they say it like that for like YouTube. I'm like, let me tell y'all something. And I'll be nice. In 4 months, I made double of what I made in 1 year with the contracts. Okay. Saying that, now I don't get that all the time. Okay. That ain't no consistent, it ain't consistent like that. But I'm gonna put it this way. I done figured out the analytics, and when YouTube, they pay different through the months. I'm gonna say October, November, December, January is where you make the most of your money. The rest of the months is like, whatever. But their months is because the holidays and people pay more for ads, and you get that ad revenue. So my thing is, yeah, if you want to get into YouTube, man, it's real money. It's real money there. But my whole thing is, I tell everybody all the time, you gotta be consistent. You have to be consistent, man. Usually when people ask me, and people usually charge for this type of information, but hey, I'm just giving it all away. So basically, this is what you do to get on. What I would do if somebody asks me how to get successful on YouTube, you got to find a niche. Find something specifically that a lot of people is interested in. Make about 30 videos of that. 30 videos talking about it, but it got to be a little interesting. And then after you got about 30 videos, make them about 10 minutes and longer, but not hours, about 10 minutes to 25 minutes, right? About 30 of them, put them up, and then start releasing one every day. Boom, 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 boom. And eventually you're going to get in the algorithm, and you should be good after about a month, because people be like, well, I've been doing it for 2 weeks, man, and only getting a little traction. You got to understand, there's over, 1 million videos that get uploaded a day. You are just a pebble in the ocean. But when you start keep dropping them, once you get in that algorithm, it's over.
Word up, and you're definitely right about that because like this space of media is this it's a large space, man. Like I mean, yo, like for example, man, you might bump into somebody like you got over 50,000 subs on your joint, right? And
Yeah.
it's like you within that space you're in, like not every like outside of this space, they might not know who you are, but within your sector, you the man. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how big it is. You know what I'm saying? And
Well,
word
I,
out. Like I can see that, you know?
I ain't the man in my sector. Nuh-uh, not by far. I can tell you who is the top dogs in my sector. Number one, I got to give it to I want to say Banky Pound. I'm gonna get, you know who that is? He a, he a prison YouTuber.
Nah. I never heard of him.
Okay, it's Banky Pound number one.
Hmm?
Right under him is this white guy named Jay Williams. Um, right under him, it's a guy named Josh from Lockdown 23 and 1. And then the fourth spot, this is a real underrated guy. His name is G Street. He tell prison stories too, but he not big yet, but eventually he gonna get there. I think he better than me. A lot of people try to compare me and him together, but I think he better than me. You know, I give credit where it's due. I think he way better than me. I think he number 4, and I take the 5th spot. I'm good with that.
Word out. Yeah, like when it comes to like prison stories, like I watch a lot of Tippy Toe podcast joint. Because
Mm.
I used to live down Florida, so you know what I mean. Like a
Uh,
lot of his stories, I could kind of relate to because like I've when I lived down in Florida, I kind of fused into their culture. You know what I mean?
mm.
And like a lot of stuff that he talks about on there, I could identify because I got a lot of boys that's from down there that do thorough things. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, I know what you mean. You know, your accent is killing me, man. That
yeah,
New York Jersey play is crazy. Nah, I mean,
Yeah, man. I mean, I could never get rid of this axe. Even when I lived down there, man, I couldn't get rid
yeah,
of it, man. It stuck
yeah,
with me, man.
yeah, man, that's
Now,
crazy, man. Hey,
my
matter
next question. Yeah, go ahead. No, no, go ahead. Go ahead.
do you know who Hassan Campbell is?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I know who Hassan Campbell is, man.
What you think about him, man? What you think about Hassan Campbell?
Hassan Campbell. He. Oh man, I hope people. I hope I don't catch no smoke for saying this, but he's needed, man. Like the stuff that he expounds on needs
Uh,
to be talked about. Know what I mean, and I can understand why he might be so harsh on certain subject matters
yeah,
because it's. You know what I mean, it's just the raw truth, you know.
man. Um, can you see my comment section?
I can see mine. I'm not
Okay,
from. No, no, I'm not from Newark, man. But shout out to everybody from Newark, man. Newark,
okay.
you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Stand up. You know what I mean? Salute.
Oh yeah, man. I think that um I'm gonna tell you, when I used to drive trucks, I used to listen to Hassan Campbell all the time, like all the time. He got me through a lot of days while I was on that road, man. Um, Nowadays, I don't listen to him because how can I put this? I don't have no issue with him, but at the same time, it's like how many times it's like the only thing he really talk about is are they playing with the numbers? We got 3,000 people in the building. They just snatched 1,000 people out of the building. Man, they playing YouTube, playing military mind. They not. No, they not. I know how this thing goes, man. I know about the analytics, and I know all about that, man. YouTube ain't pulling people out. I'm gonna tell you exactly what's going on, man. When you got okay, so like me, I got 54,000 subscribers, right? Um, ain't 54,000 people ain't watching my videos, all right? So I probably got depending on what I'm talking about, I might get in the first day maybe 1,000 views, and then it stagnate throughout the month until a video maybe catch the algorithm, then it go up to 20,000 or maybe even 50,000. I'm not sure, but with him now because I got 50,000 subs, that number is low. When I get to 100,000 subs, it's going to start pushing every video that I put out more and more people. He got like I think 400,000 subscribers, so he right where he's supposed to be at. So when they push his lives and stuff like that, it goes to a lot of people. So a lot of people get forced to see that video, but then they click off. It's thousands of people get to see that video, and as time goes on, hundreds of people and then tens of people get to see that video. So when he be talking all this, oh, conspiracy theory about YouTube, no, it's not real. Ain't no FBI agent um assigned to his page that's knocking people out of the room. It's not happening, man. It's not. Matter of fact, the algorithm and all that is only bots. It's robots.
I mean, yeah, like as far as like uh, analytics and and all that dealing with the YouTube on how to manipulate the algorithm, I'm not an expert on. I mean, like
Mm.
you know what I'm saying, so like I don't really know what he be talking about when he, you know what I mean,
It's cat.
expounds on
It's cat.
that. You know what I mean,
I know the
but,
real. Oh, I know the real.
right, right, right.
But I want
I
to
mean,
keep.
you definitely making your mark in this YouTube sector, man. Cause like your storytelling is incredible, man. Like each line you expound on your situation behind the wall. I can picture everything vividly, man.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you're definitely a good storyteller.
Hey,
Um, yo, my next my next question I want to expound on, right? Like, yo, you recently put up a video explaining on how you got jumped in. Was it in Detroit
Yeah,
or it
Detroit.
was in Flint?
It was
Yeah, no, it
Detroit.
was Detroit. Yeah, and you caught smoke with the Psychosimp, man. Like, explain to the people, right? Like, yo, why you think that Psychosimp had an unhealthy emotional attachment towards the dime piece you was smashing? Cause like, yo, like it seemed like he was kind of obsessed over the chick that, you know what I mean, you slid up on. Talk to me, man.
Okay. Now I'm gonna be real, man. All that slang you was talking, I don't know what the hell you just asked me. What are you exactly asking me? Because you lost me with. So, are you asking me what happened? Like walk you through what
No, no,
happened?
I'm asking you, like, what's your thoughts on the guy that had a unhealthy emotional attachment to the female that you was smashing? Because you know,
Oh,
a lot of times when you dealing with a dime piece,
yeah.
there's always that psycho simp that's lingering around that never
Oh,
got over the broad. Know what I
you
mean?
said psycho simp. Okay. Okay, I got you. Okay. All right. So, um, I was about to say something funny, but I can't. Yesterday, I matter of fact, it's a guy in the comment section right now by the name of Mike James. He he's I was talking about something last night, and he said he had to put his hands on his girl because he walked in the house and she was sleeping with somebody in a bed. Um, immediately I was gonna go off on him because I'm against men putting hands on women. But then I had to retract and say, hold up, this woman was in your bed having sex with another man. She better be lucky that's all he did was put his hands on her. You know what I'm saying? Because it could have went, he could have took her life. So I said, you know what? Yeah, I am against men putting hands on women, but at the same time, um, hold on. Okay, is I'm still there?
Yeah, yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. I said, she better be lucky that's all he did. Because you never know what state of mind somebody in when they walk in a situation like that, man. You don't know the stresses of that man of that day. He could have got fired. He could have just been just going through all type of stuff. It's a lot of situations out there where men that's married and stuff take it out on the kids, kill everybody. So, but the only thing I speak on and say this is that to me, well, I'm married, so it don't matter. But if I wasn't married, I would never talk to a married woman at all. Um, Married women is off limits. Anybody else, girlfriends, is open season because I don't because that ain't real to me. I think marriage is real, and if you ain't married, it is what it is. But as far as doing in Detroit, she said they was broken up. She said that he was just a jealous ex that just couldn't get over it. And we in Detroit, man. Dude didn't have no car. Probably was staying with his mom's. Um, that's the only thing that he probably got. That's the only thing he probably got to his name is this female. And I don't know. I know if it was me, and remember, he didn't come by himself. He came with like 3 or 4 dudes, and then more dudes started
Nah,
pulling
you was like, there was like 20 niggas outside posted up.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So it was just street stuff. That's all. That's street stuff. I just got caught up, got caught slipping and all that. But it happened. He did what he's supposed to did. That's all I was saying.
Nah, man. I think, dude should, you know what I mean? Charge it to the game and move on, man. You shouldn't, inspire other men to oppress another man because, you know what I mean, he getting the buns, man. That ain't cool, man. That's sucker shit right there, man. And yo, and I'm real big on staying sucker free out here, you heard?
listen, man. Hey, like I said, man. I ain't gonna say that. Put it like this. It was up to the woman. I don't know because I've been in situations, man, that it's other situations that's coming to me, man, and I don't think I told this story, man, but I kind of touched the. I did tell the story, but I didn't put it out yet. So I'm gonna put out a breaking news story right quick. Can I do that right quick? Okay.
Yeah. Go ahead, man. Do your thing, man.
All right. So one time I was at Flint, right? Um, I had a homeboy named Dorian and a homeboy named Young Ace, right? So we go to this club and this chick named Diamond came in there. Now this woman was about 6'1". Now this was a woman. We're not gonna play no military mind games at all. This was a woman. This wasn't no transsexual, none of that. This was just a woman that was tall, okay, and rail round, and she was a stallion, okay. So when she came in there, every dude was like going at her, just trying to get at her, right? She was turning dudes away left and right. Um, Baller dudes, all type of fly motherfuckers was in there trying to holler at her. She wasn't going for it. So I said to myself, now I ain't the finest thing up in the club, but I ain't ugly. So I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna wait until the night keep going. Then I'm gonna push up on her later. Cause I have to leave out of this club with her. I have to. That's my goal tonight. I have to, right? So and when I say she was, have you ever seen a woman that looked intimidating? You know what I'm saying? Like she was intimidating.
I want to say intimidating, but you might get nervous. You know what I mean? You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? But you still, you know what I mean? You still approach her, and you know what I mean? You bag her. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
man. When I say, I mean, when I say this woman was right and extra thick in all the right space, I. So anyway, um, so some song came on and she was at the bar. This was maybe like an hour later. So I came up to the bar and I was like, can I talk to you right quick? And she was like, okay, what? Like she was with an attitude, like, okay. I was like, man, never mind. I said, man, forget it. Can I dance with you right quick? And she just looked me up and down. And at this time, like every dude was looking like, what the, oh, what is he, what are he doing? And she was like, all right, come on. So she put her drink down and grabbed my hand and we went to the bar. She started freaking me up, right? Every dude was looking over there like, what the is going on? How did this dude get hurt, right? Um, she had, hold on, let me make sure my wife ain't listening. I might get in trouble. Hold on, let me see. Okay, we good. She in there watching TV. So she had so much ass, man. It was just so much. Like it was enough for me, and it was enough for my homeboy that was right next to me. Now she was like twerking on me, right? And her butt was so big, he was even smacking her butt, the left side of her cheek, right? So um I'm like, yeah, I got to have this, right? So um I tell her like, yeah, what you doing after the club? She was like, going home. I was like, why you going home for it? When I can go home with you. She was like, no, I don't think so. I'm like, for real? She's like, nah, we ain't, nah. I said, man, all right, let's go to a room. And she was like, man, you don't know what to do with this. And I was like, man, I know exactly what to do with that. Right. So, I'm talking all greasy, right? So next thing you know, she like, she was like, all right, we can get a room, but you got to pay for a room for my friend too. Now her friend was hit. She was toe up, right? Um, so one of my homeboys, he always take an L for me. He always take one for the team. So it wasn't nothing for him. So I went over there. I told my homeboy, like, listen, I'm about to take this chick to the room, but do y'all got some money for a hotel room? Of course, they don't got no money. So I had to end up paying for them a room too. So before we got to the room, I had to hit the gas station, right? So I got two monsters, some Hennessy, and some condoms, right? I had to get right. I wasn't about to mess this up. I was not about to fumble that ball, right? So we get to the room. Now this is where it get crazy at. So we get to I pay for the rooms. Um, my room is right here, and their room is across. Now this was the deal. My Dorian and Ace supposed to be in a room with her, right? And I got my own room, of course. So when we get to the room, they both in the room with old girl, and I'm in the room with Diamond. She go to the bathroom and getting ready and all that stuff. So I'm laying on the bed. I got my shirt off. I'm in my box. I was like, yeah, it's about to go down, right? So I get a knock on the door, and I open the door. I'm like, what's up? It's my homeboy Dorian. He was like, man, this nigga won't open the door, man. He done locked me out. I said, man, let's go bang on the door, whatever. He like, man, he just won't open the door, man. So I call over there and he ain't answering the phone. I'm like, look, man, here go my keys, man. Let's go sit in the car right quick, because man, I got something cracking right now, man. So he like, all right, bro, I'm gonna keep knocking on the door. So I close the door and I get back in the bed. Now when she come out that bathroom, I shouldn't be thinking about this, man. You gonna get me in trouble, man. Russ, you gonna get me in trouble. If my wife see this video, it's on. When I see you, man, you gonna have to settle this like gentlemen. If I get in trouble, it's big you. Now I'm sitting up there like I see her and I say, you know what? It's time. Now, due to just in case there's some teenagers, some kids watching, I'm just gonna bypass what I did. But I'm gonna tell you some things. When I say when that ass came out of them booty shorts, um, it was real soft. It was real soft. Um, when I say I handle my business, I put the work in. When I say, you remember when I said she intimidated me? Uh-uh. When I say I laid it down, I laid it down. Okay, I put it to bed. Now, I don't care if somebody want to say, "Oh, he capped." I don't give a damn. I know what I did. Okay, I put it to bed. Right now, so we gonna skip past everything from that night. 3 days later, I call her. She say, yeah, you can come over. Right, just come over in the morning. She gave me her address. She stayed in Grand Blanc. So I go over there. We end up messing around. She had a nice house, beautiful house. I'm gonna give everybody a tip. If you go to a chick house, look around. Look at pictures. Okay, remember that. I go upstairs. I'm knocking it out again. Then I hear ding ding the alarm on the door, and I'm like, who the? And he was like, baby, baby. You know, he was a big nigga too. That's how his voice was. Baby, baby, where you at? Now, I parked like, I didn't park in the driveway. I didn't park in front of the house. I parked like, how can I put it? Maybe 2 houses down, kind of. So he don't know nobody here.
Yeah, that's how you're supposed to do it when you moving like that. But you didn't know, but you was smart enough to know to, you know what I mean, not have your whip in the driveway. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So the way she looked at me, she was like, get under the bed, get under the bed. So I was about to protest. I got my ass right up under that bed, man. And she was like, here I come, baby. So she leave out. She go downstairs. They talking about whatever, right? He like, all right, babe, I'm gonna be right back. He leaving out. I get from under the bed. And I peek out the window. This motherfucker was like Brock Lesnar, this big black bald head, this muscle on top of muscle, big dude, right? Turns out this dude is a Marine. Like this, like this dude was born in the Marine, this big Marine dude. And all I'm thinking is, what would have happened if this man, I couldn't do nothing with this man, even if I had a knife, right? Even if I would have had a bat, man, I can't do nothing with this man, right? So she come upstairs, she's like, oh, you gotta go, you gotta go. I'm gonna tell you something. Here's the funny thing. I haven't talked to her. I ain't seen her in like, I'm gonna say about 12 years. I end up running into her again at this college called Baker College. I was just up there trying to push up on some college chicks, and I end up running into her. I was like, "Is your name Diamond?" She was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Oh, okay," and I just walked off. But yeah, my whole thing is, man, if you go to a chick house, make sure you look around, man.
Yeah, most definitely, man. I mean, I'm not, advocating for, dudes to, sleep with married women, but yeah, like, because they don't tell you all the time. You know what I mean, they're never upfront with it. You know what I mean, you kind of find out towards the mix on how you got caught up. You know what I mean, like
Yeah.
on some bad timing type. You know what I mean? So yeah, man, you definitely got to be careful on how you move in these streets, man. Dealing with these chicks, because they don't care, man. As long as they're getting stimulated by you, man, they don't care if they're gonna put you in harm's way. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Now, my next question for you would be, yo, what led you to become a content creator, man?
man, the money. Well, let me stop giving quick answers. Okay, so like I said, Hassan Campbell got me through being a truck driver. Um, being out on that road, man, I said, you know what? I like to work smarter, not harder, right? So I'm always trying to find uh the next way where I can make more money than I made at the previous job and work less hours. Because you know how that truck driving thing go. And I got a family. And I was tired of being away from home. So I found these government contracts that they was lending out to the hospitals, and I ended up getting one. So that was good. That was great for me. But then it was boring, man. It was boring. And it would start getting stressful. Yeah, I was. Oh, and let me make this clear too. Yeah, I was clearing about 120, but I had employees also, so I had to break that. So I didn't. My take home pay wasn't that. I probably took home after paying everybody in the cars and all that stuff. Uh, maybe 50, maybe 50,000, give or take. So one day, what started? Oh, TikTok. TikTok. That's what actually got me started on TikTok. I started telling the prison stories there, and it blew up crazy. Um, but then I did uh, a social media. I committed social media suicide. You want to know what that is? What do you think social media suicide is?
I mean, doing something that displease the people that'll make them unsubscribe. You know what I mean,
Nah, it wasn't the people that. It wasn't my listeners. It was the TikTok overlords that disagreed with what I was saying.
really? Okay, okay.
And I'm gonna tell you exactly what happened, man.
What happened?
Okay, so basically, now everybody that know me, they know that I'm a man of the Bible. Okay, um, there was a some trans people that got into my life, and they was basically saying like, "Oh, you a homosexual because you like women," and I said, "Hold up, hold up, hold up. You come on my first of all, you came to my channel, and then you accuse me of being a homosexual because I like women, right?" And they said, "Yeah, yeah, you're a homosexual." I said, "Okay, when did y'all start getting a voice? When did y'all voice even start mattering?" And then so they just went in this tirade of saying, "Well, we trans women and we are women, and you gonna respect us and all this and that." And I just went off on them. I said, "No, I like natural born women. You know, you got to show me a picture when you was a little girl, when you was a baby, when you was a teenager, and all this and that." So then what I did, I said, "You know what? I got something for y'all." So what I did, I put this picture of this white Jesus up, and I put the rainbow flag next to it. I said, homosexuals will not inherit the kingdom of heaven. And man, when I would have maybe about 2,000 people in my live, it went to like 40, about 40 something thousand people. And majority was the gay community coming for my head, but I was coming for their head too. And it got real crazy. And I end up, now you can bring up who you want on the stage. So I gave them a voice to talk back to me, but I also gave it an even playing field where I had um other people that agreed what I was saying, right? That was against the homosexuality stuff. And it just got crazy. The next day they shut the live down. I couldn't go live, and then they just deleted the whole account. And then I appealed it and they gave it back. But then I seen that they shadow banned me. Like every time I dropped a video, I would get at least minimum 80 to 100,000 views in like 3 days. I was only getting like 500, 1,000 views. I said, okay. And then people was writing me saying, oh, they unsubscribed me and this and that and this and that. So I said, okay, they playing games now. So then that's when I came to YouTube, and YouTube pay way better too. So this is where I'm at.
Word up. You ever thought about opening a Rumble account? They just gave DJ Academics a deal to start, like, I guess, streaming on there soon. You know what I mean? You ever
I,
thought about Rumble?
a couple people told me about that, but right now, like, I don't know. I'm thinking about it, but I got so much that I'm working on right now. If I do, it might be the beginning of next year because, like I said, on YouTube, I like to diversify, like, because you can only tell so many prison stories, man, and I'm kind of getting burnt out, and this is why I'm like I started doing skits. Um, they say if you don't love what you do, man, you just got to step back from it. And right now, I'm doing like paranormal activity talk, like are vampires real? Are haunted houses real? I'm actually gonna start doing a series when I come back to Flint and go to like haunted places in Flint, do documentaries and walkthroughs and stuff like that. So I'm about to start really doing that. I'm gonna drop some prison stories here and there, but um, for the main part, I'm just gonna be doing like like what we doing, interviews, and we talk about paranormal things and whatever.
Word up. I think that'd be dope. It'll be a nice transition on, from doing prison stories to something different, and people are so amused by, and they also gravitate towards like horror stories and haunted house and stuff like that. So I think it's something that's not only real marketable, but it'll also sell. You know what I
Yeah.
mean, to your consumers. Yo, my next question for you is, right. Um, well, not really a question, but explain to the youth, right? Um, if they get like knocked for a serious charge, right, and they got to spend like do a stretch behind the wall, explain to them that they might have to face an adversary like KB, and how dangerous to be in that kind of position dealing with KB. KB's the dude you was talking about. Like, dude was about 6'7",
Oh,
four hundred pounds of pure muscle. That I mean, like, explain to
I'm,
them. Okay,
so KB. Some people be asking me, are these characters real? KB is a real guy. His real name is Keith Bell. Okay. When I tell these stories, I have to tell it in a comedic way because if I tell it if I tell y'all it, I can't tell y'all, how can I put it? All the stories are real, okay, but I have to put a comedic spin on it. This is why people be like, "Oh, the story fake," or this. No, 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 they're not fake. I just have to do it
nah,
that
nah. A
way.
lot of your like, you know what I mean, like a lot of your stories you disperse out to the public. I know it's real because like if you listen to the details of the story, like a hood nigga know hood shit. You know what I mean? Oh yeah, that's a yeah. Like you could discern if it's a real story or not. Know what I mean? And I trust me, man. Your shit is official. Know what I mean?
Yep. So with KB, right? Um, like I tell people ask me when was the time I was ever scared when locked up, and I tell everybody before I got locked up, I was in Franklin County. That's Columbus, Ohio. They got like two big jails there. They got the county, which is downtown Columbus, Ohio, but then they got I don't know what it is. I want to say it's a county, but it's a prison too. It's weird. It's called the Workhouse. That's the streets call it the Workhouse, but the official name is Jackson Pike. Um, when I went to Jackson Pike, they put me in this room. It was no bigger than maybe I'm just gonna say a bathroom, a long bathroom kind of. It had a cement bench, a toilet over there to the left, and then the door right here to come in. It was this big dude, this big black dude that was knocked out. He was so big he couldn't even sleep on the bench. He was like halfway on the floor and halfway on the bench, just laid out. And they put me in here with him. In my mind, I'm thinking like I got to get a hold of something. If he wake up and he want to be on some BS, I'm gonna have to kill this man because I can't beat this man hand to hand, fist to fist. So I instantly got to looking around and everything was cement. So I went over there by the toilet and how the toilet was made. It was a steel toilet, a steel sink, and a mirror thing that was steel that you couldn't really see. So I couldn't break nothing off. So I said, man, so I looked up and they had like this plexiglass where they have the lights at. So I was saying if he wake up and be on some BS, I'm gonna have to act fast. I was gonna punch the ceiling thing, and when it break, that's what I was gonna have to use, you know, to get it on with this man. But when he woke up, he was cool. He told me that he was a transfer. He had to come to Ohio to because he robbed a bank for 200,000, and he came from I think Colorado in the mountains. But he said they ended up dropping the charges or whatever since he had like 20 years. So that was the only time that I was worried in there. But for the youngsters out there, I'm gonna be real. Depending where you at, and I'm just gonna keep it real. In the Michigan jails and stuff, I know I'm gonna get a lot of flack, but I hate to say it, man, because I'm from here. But it's a lot of hoes. It is, and I'm gonna tell you why. When I was locked up in dang, what was I at? When I was in Chicago, um, what's the name of that county jail? What's the main county jail down there in Chicago? Um,
I have no idea.
dang, I cannot think. What's the heck the name of that? Cook County. Yeah, thank you, Ashley. Cook County. When I was locked up in Cook County, man, um, even though the gangs was at each other's head, them guards did not. Um, them guards they were scared of the inmates. If a guard knew not to go in that bullpen and try to do something to an inmate, or they'll get their head cracked, right? When I was there, when I was in Genesee County, for some reason, back in 2013, I just everywhere I went, man, I went to jail. It got to a certain point, man, that I went to a party. The only thing I remember, I was chilling with a chick after the party, and I woke up in the county in a bullpen, and I'm like, how the fuck did I get here? Right? Like in 2013, man, I could not stay out the county for no. I don't know what was going on, man. Um, anyway, so I'm in Genesee County. That's in Flint. I'm in Genesee County, and um, how the guards are, they dirty. Um, they okay. So this guard came around and said, if y'all got extra blankets, give them up. Right now, the bullpen when I was there, it was maybe about 10 dudes in there. This is a holding cell, for like guys. Um, so he said, give up the blankets or whatever. If you got an extra one, give it up. There was a young cat, maybe about 16, that was in there that had one wrapped up and had one as a pillow. Right? He didn't hear when he said it, 'cause I guess he was asleep. So then, dude came back and was like, hey, man, you got an extra blanket? And the young boy was like, yeah, here you go. He was like, no, you hard-headed, you hard-headed. And he radioed for more officers to come. So I'm like, oh, this on some bullshit, right? I called him something else. I wasn't a racist back then, but I didn't like white COs at all because they was real dirty. So I instantly got up. Now I got asthma, and I've been in a lot of situations where I know how to get right. So I took my shirt off, I wet it up and wrapped it around my face because I know I was going to get maced, and I'm ready to get down with these guards to help this guy. But all along, I'm thinking the other dudes is going to stand with me, right? Because this is what they were doing in Cook County. Like if them guards come in there, it's us versus them. We finna bang out. So I instantly go to the sink, wrap my shirt around my face, and I'm ready to get out. When they come, it's like 5 of them, and somebody in a white shirt, like the sergeant or whatever, he got his recorder to tape record the situation or whatever, and a nurse right there. So I said, oh yeah, it's finna go down. When they started coming in that cell, the young boy was behind me. I'm talking crazy. I got my food tray as my shield, and I got this spoon thing as my, I'm ready to get it on. When I look over here to my left and my right, all these other dudes is in the corner. I'm like, I'm about to get my ass whooped for what? I'm like, they were like, yeah, cuff up, cuff up, cuff up. And I'm like, yeah, these dudes some hoes, man. These dudes some hoes. So I dropped the stuff. I turned around, got cuffed up. They punched on me a little bit, maced me and threw me. And I don't know what's in the hole, but it was like what I can see when I finally so they put me in this small, I want to say a bathroom, man. It was pitch black and it had a toilet, no sink, right? And remember I got maced. So when they put me in there, I was trying to find the sink, but I only found the toilet. Now, when my eyes finally got adjusted to the darkness, I'm looking at the toilet, making sure ain't no shit or no piss in there, man. So I had to use that water. It wasn't nothing in there. I had to use that water to clean my face and stuff. And right then and right there, I said, you know what? These niggas some hoes, man. It's one of them things where when you got access to a gun, you the man out here. You tearing everything up. But when you get behind them bars and you ain't got no, I'm saying it to say this, man. For the youth out there, it ain't no. I know they hear this all the time now. It ain't no guns in prison. It ain't no guns in jail. That's true. Well, I can get me a knife. I can get me a blade, and that could be my gun. No, that don't work all the time. That don't work all the time at all, too, because you talking about cats in there that they with the knife play. Matter of fact, I can show y'all right here. You see that right there? I got into it with a cat, and he stabbed me right there. Boom, right? He took the knife from me and used it on me, right? So I'm telling y'all, it's cats in there that, they built for that. It's some cats in there that can take a stab. I had to take a stab right here. When I got to fighting with this one cat, I knew I was going to get stabbed. That ain't no question. I knew I was going to get stabbed. But I said, you know what? He ain't experienced. Because listen, somebody can, if they go up with it like this, there's only 2 ways you can really stab somebody. Going up like this or going down like this, right? I knew when he had to come down like this. So I knew when I turned this way, he was going to get me. But I was going to come back with that left, which I did, and put him to bed. But that's a whole nother story. What I'm saying is, you young cats out there, when you get a cat like KB, come in your cell, what you gonna do with this man? I'm gonna keep it real, like I told y'all. When I got first put in that holding tank with that big dude, I had a lot of anxiety. I'm like, how the hell am I gonna beat this man? Right? Um, what you gonna do when you ain't nothing but 100 and I give you 150. You 150 pounds, but you smoke weed all the day. You pop the pills. You ain't got no wind in you. The only fighting you do is when you beating your baby mama up or your girlfriend or whatever. You don't know how to take a punch to the face. You never got jabbed. You know what I'm saying? So now when you up in this cell with this dude that's about 6'8", 300 pounds, bald head, black, right? And he tell you, hey, when you get in this cell, man, I need everything you got. And we ain't talking about no gay stuff. He take everything from you. He take all your commissary. You got pictures. He take your pictures away from him. Like, damn, man, your mama fine in a mother. Man, I'll put this dick all up in your mama. What you gonna do to him? Or you gonna get up and fight? Matter of fact, here, I'm gonna let you get 2 off. Right? Hey, man, it's some stuff I be wanting to say on YouTube, man, but I used to drop some crazy videos, like some without the comedy part to it, but they got flagged, so that's why I knew, like, yeah, I can't get real.
That's why you should have a Rumble account, because Rumble, they don't censor, or you know what I mean, a lot of the content that's put up on there. So you should open um, a Rumble account so you could tell those kind of stories, man. Because those stories, those testimonies need to be heard, man. Yeah, I mean, like, you know. And another thing, I think you should explain to the youth is it's literally like gladiator school. Know what I mean, it's not a cakewalk when you behind the wall doing a stretch, man. Know what I mean.
Nah, I'm gonna tell y'all, I'm gonna say in Ohio, man, people sleep on Ohio. A lot of people be saying, like, Donta, you've been locked up in Georgia. Yes, because I lived in a lot of places, man. Me growing up, I grew up unstable. I was born in Detroit. I'm gonna give you a quick history. I was born in Detroit. I left Detroit when I was maybe 3. We moved to Atlanta. From 3 to 8, I was in foster care. From 3 to 8 in Atlanta. From 8 to 10, I got back with my mama. We moved to Flint. From 10 to 16, I was in Flint. From 17 to 21, I was back and forth from Atlanta and Flint. From 21 to 24, it was, I'm going to say Pontiac. I stayed in Pontiac between Detroit and Flint. From 25 to 25 to maybe 29, I was in Ohio. And from 30 to 35 now, I've been in Flint. But I got a crib in Ohio also. So it was back and forth.
Word out. My next question for you is I know you're a believer, so let the people know when was that moment you had a personal revelation with the Most High. Talk to me.
Oh, okay. So when I was in Job Corps, well, I graduated from Job Corps in Grand
Yo,
Rapids.
hold on. I got to interject. Let the people know Job Corps is like prison in there, man. It's crazy out there, man. They get down out there in Job Corps, man. They get busy out there, man. You heard?
Man, listen, and listen. If anybody that know me in real life, that really know me and been involved in my life, and if anybody from Grand Rapids or Detroit or Flint or Ben Hart, wherever y'all from, if y'all in the building, y'all can attest to everything that I'm saying. Um, Okay, I got two stories. Let me answer the God question, and then I'm gonna go right into Job Corps, because that's a whole nother thing. That right there, I can make a whole channel about that in itself. Okay. Okay. So one day when I was in Job Corps, I was laying in my bed right after school. Um, I was like, man, God, you know the saying. If you exist, man, just show me that you exist. But don't make a cup fall because I might think it's the wind. Or don't turn the TV on and turn it off because I might think it was a power surge or something. Show me something that is undeniable. Like I cannot deny it at all. Right? Because I'm hard headed. Dante is hard headed. I need hardcore proof. Now I'm gonna tell y'all, everybody that know me, y'all know that I'm not a drinker. What's in this cup? It ain't no alcohol. It's Arizona watermelon. All right. So people be trying to say, Dante, I don't be drinking, man. But even then, I wasn't no drinker. I didn't smoke weed because I had asthma. No pills, no nothing. Like me and you talking, I'm wide awake. Um, boom. I was instantly transported to this place. It was pitch dark, right? I was floating in nothingness. It was just all black, like really black. And I was just floating. I wasn't falling. I was like stuck in like this void of darkness. And I was so terrified. I'm talking about terrified that I like balled up like this. And I felt like this. Only thing I can describe it as, you know, when I don't know if you did this, but when you're a kid, you get drawn to like a socket, and kids try to put stuff in sockets. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Well, one time when I was in foster care, I was in this garage and I had the like the toenail clipper thing with the knife thing attached. I ended up putting it in there and I got electrocuted. I got shocked like a mother. And I still can remember that feeling that my whole body locked up and it felt like this intense pain that seized everything. Well, that's the only thing I can kind of compare this power that I felt that was hovering over me. That I knew if I would have looked up, right? If I would have looked up, it would have been over. Like if my eyes could look at this thing, it would have been over for me. Like I would have just ceased to exist. Like boom. And because I felt that power radiating from that. And all I kept saying was, please, please get me out of here. I believe. I would never do anything else. I believe this. Please get me out of this place, right? I never looked at it. I couldn't see what it was. I was too terrified to look at it. It did not speak to me. Nothing. I just knew it was up there hovering over me. But now I had my hands over my face like this, but I kept doing like this, like peeking just a little bit to see what else was around me. I wasn't going to look up for sure, but I was looking like ahead of me and kind of on the side. And what I did see was like, you remember like Tinkerbell when she like go and it's like pixie dust that come from her or whatever. Like
Like she'll leave a trail of pixie dust as she's flying around, right?
yeah. Now
Yeah.
I seen like gold pixie dust right in something. It was like right in something, then it had disappeared and something else right, and then there's something else right. I seen that happening. But then like boom, I instantly was back in my bed. And for about a whole week, man, I wasn't saying too much of nothing to nobody. Um, People was like, man, you all right? And this and that, man. I was shaking. I was like, not all day, but like in that first 30 minutes, man, I just got under my bed. And I mean, I got in my bed and put the covers over me. And I was really messed up for about 30 minutes. And for a week, man, I was just trying to get myself together, man. Then I went on a holy trip where that's all I was doing, talking about God. and people like, man, this dude is tripping. But that's when I knew for a fact that God exists. Some people would say, well, God is holy, and what you mean was darkness and all this and that. Listen, I know what I experienced. Maybe he showed other people a different way, but to get my attention, I got exactly what I needed.
Word up. I think that's an incredible testimony. My next question for you is, right, what's your thoughts on the school system? Do you believe that the school system within the urban community is a pipeline to prison for the youth? And if so, what advice would you give to the parents to keep their kids getting put behind the wall? Talk to me, man.
Man, listen. Um, Growing up, you know, Flint is a place of poverty. Um, there's a lot of Flints in America, where it's extreme poverty. I'm gonna say something, but I'm not gonna put no name to it or nothing. But somebody sent me a picture and said I'm going through it, right? And when they sent me this picture, now that's yesterday. I said family ain't shit. Right? This is what I said. And I just went on this whole tirade yesterday on live. Um, Somebody sent me a picture. And I said, you know what? If I don't do this, God might do something to me. And I went out, and let's just say this person don't have to worry about groceries for maybe 3 weeks. Okay, we're gonna just say that. But that did something to me. And I said, yo, this is extreme poverty, where you mean to tell me y'all ain't got no food in there? None. And then I look at my refrigerator, my deep freezers, and I'm like, I felt bad. And I said, yo, this could never happen again. But when I say that, I'm like, you gotta budget your money better, because this should have never happened. And then why would you wait this long to tell me? Well, I was ashamed. And I just knew you was giving out money to people. And I said, no, I don't give a damn about a light bill. This is food. This is something people can go out without lights. Hell, go out and get some charcoal or something. Food and water is a necessity, right? So when it comes to this school and education and stuff, I just gotta keep it real, man. Um, and I know I'm gonna sound messed up saying this, but it is what it is. A lot of you got kids that want to be there and learn, and you got knucklehead class clown ass niggas like myself when I was in school. That was I was disruptive, cracking jokes, always being disruptive. And it was kids that was want to be there and learn and want to be get smart and get educated. But then it's some other kids in there, like myself was, that I was there as a disruption. Um, and most kids that's in poverty are disruptors. You know what I'm talking about. You got the one smart girl in your classroom, and one smart boy, maybe two girls or three girls in the classroom, that's thriving, right? And then everybody else is like, whatever. But then you got them knuckleheads, which I was, that was there bullshit. And this is why, and this ain't no shot at Job Corps, but this is why places like alternative schools exist. Because we couldn't make it, we couldn't cut it in these regular schools because we were disruptive for whatever reason. Where we got trouble at home, or just fuck ups, So when it really comes down to it, this is the reality. You got white teachers, right? That's educated, that don't want to be around these niggas. And let's just keep it real. These And there's black teachers also that, I believe, I can't say I believe, I talk to these people. There's black educated teachers that's they counterpart of these whites that's just educated, and they start off saying, yeah, I want to serve my community. But when they get in that classroom and these demons, that's what I call them, these demon kids, bitch, you ain't my mama, man, fuck you, bitch. All that, right? But you go to this white school to go substitute. How you doing? Can I hold the door for you? Here's an apple. So what you gonna choose? You see what I'm saying? My homeboy called me. He do security. He called me. He said, "Man, Dante, man, I'm about to beat this dude ass." I said, "Dude, you out of elementary?" He said, "No, this dude, daddy, man." I said, "What happened?" He said, "Man, so you got to check everybody in when they come in, and it's a metal detector right here, and it went off, and he tried to walk past. Now my homeboy, he a big dude, and he said he stopped, and the dude like, man, don't fucking touch me, man. I'm here to see my kids, man. The office, everybody know who the fuck I am and all this and that." He was like, "Well, I don't know who the fuck you is." And this metal detector went off, and I'm here to protect the kids, not your feelings. So he said they got it. They was getting into it, and he said he choked them out. And he said, the kids was just awful, cussing, and you ain't my daddy, that's crazy. But he said, when he went to this white school, it was all respect. "Hey, Mr. Oliver, how you doing, Mr. Oliver?" All this and that. And, he said, "Man, Dante, I know you be talking about the children is our future, but man, it's fucked up." I said, "No, it ain't." Because just like there's bad kids in every school, there's good kids. There's a lot of black kids that's going to colleges. There's a lot of good black kids. People got to understand this too. I'm sorry if I keep talking so much, but everybody in the hood ain't fucked up. Everybody in the hood.
Yeah, man, and I'm glad you said that, man. Now, I mean, it's just a certain percentage that might move. I mean, to the left, but majority of all, there's a lot of people that work hard, try to provide for their family within. I mean, certain communities, certain urban communities, man. I'm glad you pointed that out.
Yeah. Everybody ain't, man. And I'm gonna keep it real. I'm gonna keep it real. Um, Besides Yeshua, Jesus, Yahweh looking out for me for real, I honestly, when I think back about my past and growing up in the streets, I could have died like literally. I wasn't in those shootouts and stuff like that, but I wasn't a street guy. Let's get that clear too. I wasn't a street guy at all, but I grew up in the streets. I was around a lot of how can I put it? I was around a lot of killers, a lot of shooters and stuff, but I wasn't a killer and I wasn't a shooter. If I had to, I would, but it would be a self-defense thing. You know what I'm saying? Um, I've been in situations where I've been in a car, I'm in the back seat, behind the driver, my homeboy driving, my other homeboy in the passenger seat, my other homeboy next to me. Somebody come in there, reach in the car, boom, my ears ringing. I'm discombobulated, whatever, and I feel like this wet mist on me, and this spaghetti look like spaghetti on my damn shirt, and I'm not. It's not sinking in what happening, and I'm like, then my homeboy like, man, come on, come on, come on, and I realize my man head is off. All this is that's leaking and stuff coming out, and when I get out, I realize like, yo, my man brains and stuff is all over me, all over a $2 dice game. $2 dice game. Some clown going when I told the story, oh man, he lying. He ain't nobody getting killed over no $2. Okay. Maybe where you from, they not. I had my wife come on before. But she grew up way different than I have, but she grew up in Flint too. And yo, people get killed over a dime bag of weed. People get killed for less. I tell this story where she told me a story before when she said one of her cousins was selling drugs and the fiend asked him. You said, what you mean asked him? He Jason Voorhees him. He said, yo, here's the money. When my man looked down to get the money, dude came up with an axe and planted it right in his forehead. You know what I'm saying? That ain't funny, but you know what I'm saying? How you get Jason Voorhees? By a dope fiend. See what I'm saying, man? Well, hey, my whole point of saying that is to say this. If you a man, sometimes a woman can save you. I told my wife this the other day, man. I got to looking at my family history, saying my daddy ain't shit, my mama ain't shit. Everybody in my family is like, damn, why do I have to get this family? And then I got to thinking like how I was living, and I was living trifling with women. I was living trifling, man. I told my wife, I said, you know, outside of God and Jesus and stuff, looking out for me, I think that he sent you to save me because I really don't know where I will be. And I'm going to keep it real, man. Before my wife, I was a hoe, man. I hate to say it, but I probably could have caught AIDS or something. I could have been somewhere right now, shriveled up on in hospice or something. Because when I used to tell myself this. I said, the only thing that probably get me sent to hell is women. I probably end up in hell because of women, because I just love women. I don't know. It's just something about the. Hold on, make sure my wife ain't listening. Babe. Okay, she probably back in a dark room. So you know, because one time I was talking, she came in looking at me all crazy. I'm like, man, come on, babe. I'm over here making money, man. This is what I'm supposed to do, man. Hey, you know I'm on it with. Man, stop playing, man. My wife be playing military mind games, man. Anyway, I told my wife, like, I think you saved me, man, because I really don't know where I will be at. I don't know. I said either I'll be in prison for the rest of my life, probably dead, or somewhere fucked up. And I say that to say this: if you got a good woman, like a good woman that's holding you down, and that's really there for you, man, keep it at home. Keep it at home. Us dudes, you know, we can, when we cheat, well, I don't cheat, I'm married, but it's easy for us to go, you know, break dick off into another woman. Just, we can screw women all day, right? We can have sex with 100 women, cheat on our girl 100 times in a row. The moment she cheat on us one time, oh, the whole world is over. The world is over, right? We can't take. Now, I got to say something to you, Russ, because you done said something. Yeah, you done said about the simping, the psycho simping, and you staying sucker free. So now I'm about to put you on trial. Let me start asking some questions, and then we can get back to it, okay? So you talking about staying sucker free, right? Now, I need to know what staying sucker free mean to you before I start getting on you.
Listen, man. When I say sucker free, staying sucker free, I mean like, yo, don't overcompensate a female when it's not reciprocated back towards you. That energy, you're not getting that energy back. You know what I mean? Like, you know, you got a lot of dudes out there that, you know what I mean? Their superpower is tricking, man. You know what I mean? And that's the cheat code for every move when they deal with a dime. You know what I mean?
You're right.
Sucker
Hey,
shit, right?
I
You know what I
agree.
mean?
I agree.
I don't move like that, man. A
I
chick
agree.
ain't feeling me, man. I'm not gonna be kissing her ass, you know what I mean? To vibe with the kid, man. She ain't mine. Charge it to the game, on to the next. You heard?
I agree. See, listen, you gotta understand. I I have to switch back and forth because most of the time when I'm speaking from a faithful married man position. But I also know, like you were saying, you Yo, I ain't no sucker. I ain't about to be chasing this broad if she didn't want to be chased. You know what I'm saying? I'm not about to be, you call me. Oh, I just thought about something, man. I ain't even gonna say that. Um, I because one of my homeboys, he be watching my videos and he know that I'm gonna be talking about him. Um, you ain't gonna call me. I done called you done went to the club. I done called you at 9 p.m., 10 p.m., 11, midnight, 1 o'clock. I went to bed at 1:30. You call me at 4 o'clock in the morning, right? I instantly get up and I go in there and I blow your back out. I go to bed, you go to bed. It's 6 o'clock in the morning. I go through your phone and I see all my missed calls. But then I see you calling somebody also. And I'm like, huh. So I call the phone back and it's, yo, this Russ, who is this? And I'm like, Russ. And I hang up the phone. And I see that you've been calling him. So you only call me. You only call me because Russ want to pick up the phone. All right, bet. But then, you know, you bringing this chick breakfast. You bring her groceries. Every time you want to get some, she make an excuse. I'm on my period. Could you folk pay? Oh, but I can pay your phone bill, but you can't call. All right. You hungry. Call that nigga that you keep chasing to make sure you eating. So I get what you mean about staying sucker free. Because it is a lot of suckers out there. It is. But, hey, it is what it is. To each their own, right?
Word out. But yo, I'm not against, the nuclear family. I mean, I'm also a believer too. And if you want to walk that righteous path, I encourage young men to do that too. But just stay sucker free doing it, man.
Yeah. This guy named Eric said only go after women who actually like you. I got something to say about that. When I was younger, I said if the woman or the girl approach you, it's better that way. Because that means you ain't got to chase her. If she approach you or she's so interested in you first, it is what it is. But the problem is, like I said, I ain't to find this motherfucking thing out there. So ain't no chicks just coming up to Donta and, trying to push up on me. So, I guess I have to go out there and be that dog chasing the cat, right? So, yeah, I mean, for them cats, but yeah, he is right, man. If the girl come after you, it's in your favor more than likely. Oh, man.
Word up, word up. Now, my next question for you is, do you think when the birth pains of Jacob's trouble, and if so, what advice would you give to the people? To prepare themselves when, Yeshua returns. Talk to me.
Oh, man, we've been talking for an hour and 18 minutes and 15 seconds. You don't really want to go down that road with me because we probably be rocking to about 2 o'clock in the morning just on that subject alone. But I'm going to not be long-winded with it. So, all right, Jacob's trouble. Well, before we get to that, let's get to this. In Genesis, when God made the Garden of Eden, whatever you want to say, it says that he did not cause it to rain because there was nobody to till the land, to work the garden. That right there shows that the first duty of a man is to serve God, number one. But on earth, our first duty is to work, right? And in that work that we do, that's our first duty. That's the number one. We have to work. We was not promised a good life. Nobody was promised prosperity. Nobody was promised a good wife, a good husband. We wasn't promised good kids. We wasn't promised kids. The only thing that we was promised is death. Okay, that's it. That's the only thing that's guaranteed.
And taxes.
Well, some people don't pay taxes. For the people that do pay taxes, it is what it is. But the only thing that we is promised is death. Um, what happens is, as a we have trials and tribulations, trials, and we have when God tests us. There's a real war that's going on, and that's between good and evil. Wicked men and wicked women, and righteous men and righteous women. There's a lot of examples in the Bible where it speaks about do not envy a wicked man. I'm gonna tell you something that really stuck to me. Um, there was a crew that was I had a crew of cousins and associates. I'm not going to say the state or the city that I was in, but I'm going to say this. When they was together, the murder rate went up. Okay. Um, they was the first time somebody real close to me and my family took somebody else's life. I remember it just like yesterday, just like right now. I was playing a video game, this computer game called Age of Empires. And this family member busted my door. I didn't really look at him too much, and he just slid down the wall. You remember on Baby Boy when Jody and his cousin did that to Snoop, and he came in and Melvin came in and grabbed a gun from him?
Yeah, embodied them. Yeah.
Yeah. So this family member, when I looked at him, he had sprinkles of blood on his face, and he was sweating, and he was beat red. And I'm like, he was light-skinned dude. And I looked at him, and I looked at him again, and he was shaking a little bit. He was like, yeah, I had to do it. Yeah, I did it. I did it. And I was like, you did what? He was like, man, I had to do it. I had to do it. And then I see his pistol right there. So, and it's crazy because I never even seen that movie, but I ended up getting my pillowcase, getting the gun, wiping it off, and I ended up going somewhere and throwing it in the river. That was the first time somebody real close to me did something like that. And then like-minded people of other family members in my family and extended friends, they became a crew and they got to knocking people down for real. Drug dealers, they was taking out the killers, the killers. And nobody knew who they was. The scripture says that if you live by the sword, you die by it. You live by the gun, you will die by it. Everybody that was in that crew either died by the gun or in prison doing life, and they ain't never coming home unless the laws change. But I don't think so. The funny thing is this: when I was growing up, like I said, I wasn't no killer, nothing like that, and I wasn't no street dude. I was a robber, doing B&Es and stuff like that. This is a result of growing up in extreme poverty, and you just have to have that in you because there's some cats that they grew up in poverty and did not rob. Okay, they just stuck it out and just dealt with it. It was just in me to do that. And that's not no shot to nobody that, you know, when people say, yo, I got it out the mud, I'm a street dude and all this and that. People that grew up like that didn't want to grow up like that. In fact, I tell people this all the time. Stop glorifying the streets in that way. Because you have to grow up fucked up, right? Now Donta about to go in. Here we go. Now we about to go in. Here we go. Because your mama and your daddy did not take care of their business. That you got a mama and daddy, well, most of our dad, and I don't say father because most cats don't deserve that father title. You know, you gotta call them daddy. Most dads walk away, and most of us grow up in a single parent house with our mama, right? Um, so you get it where your parents did not take care of their business and provide for you for whatever reason. So there's other parents on the other side that did go to work, that did get educated, and was able to provide for their kids. That doesn't make you a better person or whatever. Because a lot of people that grow up that way in poverty, they like, oh, I got it out the mud, or something like that. I'm like, no, man, our parents was just fucked up and they didn't provide for us the way they needed to. And then when somebody, when I think about it as a kid growing up, I was thinking like, this kid called me a bum. And I'm now as I'm grown, I'm like, yo, I wasn't a bum. I was not responsible to take care of myself. My parents fucked up. I was out here because they didn't provide for me. They the one supposed to provide it for me. Now I say all that to say this. When it comes to, like you said, Jacob's trouble and the end times and stuff like that, well, when I was a robber and doing the things that I was doing, and I start by association, by family and whatever, I start hanging with these guys. Nobody can peer pressure me to do anything. From smoking weed with my friends and stuff, they know you cannot pass Donta the blunt. You cannot pass Donta the drink. If you try to, if somebody new come around like, man, let him hit the blunt or try to press me, you might get punched in the face. So before that happened, dude, like, yo, chill out. He ain't gonna do it, right? When I started hanging with these particular people, I had to fall back because there was a time where I was going to have to use the hammer, like really use it, because I was pretty sure the guy was just not going to give it up. And I seen that about him, like, nah, he might. And that's another thing. Let me tell y'all something too, right quick. I'm gonna get to it. People, when y'all out and about in the world, don't be looking down at the ground. Okay, you need to be looking around. Be aware of your surroundings, because a lot of people that I got at, they was not paying attention. They was in la la land somewhere, just slipping, not being on point. This is another reason why I don't drink or smoke, because I always got to be on point. I used to tell my wife, I said, if we ever got robbed, the house got robbed, I couldn't get mad. I couldn't just like, oh man, somebody robbed us. No, I think that's just karma coming back to bite me in the ass, right? And this is why I try to pray and try to do so much good things, because I know I put a lot of dirt out there in the world when it comes to robberies and stuff like that. So that's why I say I don't really trip if something. Thank God nothing happened. I hope that nothing ever happened. But I'll be telling people like, yo, be aware of your surroundings, man. Even when you in your car, man, if you feel like somebody following you, man, bust a left, okay? And then bust another left. And then bust another left. If they still behind you, they following you. It's so much I can talk about that. Well, let me get to this. It was a scripture. Matter of fact, I will look it up, but y'all just take my word for it. It's either in Proverbs, I believe it's in Proverbs or Psalms, but I want to say it's in Proverbs. I was reading it, and this is when I changed my stop robbing. It was a verse that said, "My son, when they say let's lie and wait for innocent blood to rob somebody, do not go with them." And when I read that, I kept reading it and reading it, and I said, "Yo, my family members and associates are killing people for money, killing people for that. Sometimes it was killing people for nothing because they thought they had something." And this is
Yo,
another.
they say when you spill innocent blood, the Most High can hear the vibration from that spill, man. Similar to the situation with Cain and Abel when he bodied his brother. They say the blood screamed out to the Most High, man. So it's deep that you're saying that now. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Hey. When I read that verse, I said, you know what? I could have ended up taking a man's life. See, the scripture says, thou shalt not murder. It's not kill, it's thou shalt not murder. Because if somebody kick in my door and try to rape my wife and kill my kids, I'm killing them, right? If I go out, this is the difference between murder and killing. If I go out with my gun like I used to, and I see a man and I rob him and he pull out his gun and I shoot him, I'm in danger of the hellfire. I murdered this man because I went out seeking to do a sinful act towards this man. But if I'm out with my gun and a man try to cause harm to me or somebody around me or doing something foul, and we get into a shootout and I kill that man, I killed that man, right? I don't believe that I'm in danger of the hellfire for that. Um, but that Bible verse I was telling you about men lying in wait on innocent blood, don't it that was the crew that I was with. And right then and there, I stepped away from all that. I stepped away. I said, I'm never gonna rob again. Um, it's just not happening. I'm not doing it no more. And that was my wake up call right there. Um, yeah, yeah.
Word up. Definitely, those are some wise words, man. You all I got, man. Yo, thank you so much for coming through, man, Dante, man. Definitely. Oh, man. Yo, you definitely dropped a lot of gems, man. I mean, even though it's in a comedic way, but a lot of your messages through your channel, man, like yo, those are words of wisdom, man. I mean, and hopefully people, well, the youth could look at that and try to avoid that path you went through. I mean,
Man, let me tell you something about the youth. Okay, when I was in Columbus, Ohio, man, I worked in these group homes for delinquent juveniles, girls and boys. What I realized is this: we want to save everybody, but through through trauma, um, and just life experiences, some people are just fucked up. It ain't nothing you can do about it. It's no counseling, no nothing. Some people are just they doomed unless God got something for their life and He changed them, when like literally changed them. Um, everybody can't be saved. For the people that can be saved, God bless you, but majority is not. The scripture says that the road to destruction and death is wide, and a lot of people find their feet on it. But the road to life is very narrow, and few people will find it. Um, we live in a time where right is wrong and wrong is right. Um, we live in you get on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube. The first thing you see is a big booty, big breasted, dime woman. We lusted. Jesus said that if a man even look at a woman, he commit fornication in his heart, and we do that all the time when we turn on the social media. If it ain't that, then it's violence. We somebody turning up in the hood, somebody getting shot. The other day, I was watching The Purge, and I stopped watching The Purge. I paused it, and I said, "Hold up, this is no different than YouTube." You know what I'm saying? All these people, I thought, and that's why I said it's weird, man. You would think that people will be more cautious, knowing that there's a camera everywhere, and you are just still getting it all in public. You know what I'm talking? Shootouts. Like, y'all don't think that they're gonna trace this back to you? Dudes commit. I thought if you were a criminal, the object is to not get caught, is to get away. Not saying, cops, I did it. It's me that did it. I don't know, man. That's why I said, man, I'm not giving up on the youth, but at the same time, hey, man, people gonna do what they gonna do. The only advice I can say the people, because I ain't gonna lie, man, I done got kind of burnt out. I help whoever I can help, but I just say to people, to the youth, man, say no to drugs. I know that sounds like a cliche. Say no to drugs. Um, don't be a follower, be a leader. Um, but in reality, most people are sheeps and most people are followers. Um, stop listening to these rapping ass niggas. Stop listening to these rappers. Um, they are not in the hood, and the ones that's in the hood, um, the whole point is to get out. I always told myself, when I do become rich and wealthy, I'm not going back to the hood. I'm not giving out no damn turkeys. I'm not giving out no toy drive. What I will do is set up like a community center where I can hire people that know how to do trades, like how to do fix cars, do plumbing, um, do social media, stuff like that. Cause what the hell you gonna do with a turkey? What you gonna do with toys? You know what I'm saying? Um, do it's I'm yeah. I just say, man, it's just because I be dealing with so much and trying to help people and stuff. But I've been there. I've been people saying, "Oh, Donta, you should be a preacher. You should be a pastor and all this." No, 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 no. And my first reason why not is because I'm not 100% right myself. I can't see myself standing in a church at a pulpit, preaching the word of God when I know that I'm not all the way right, because I don't play with God. And then my second thing is, well, at a church, I might can squeeze in 100 people or whatever like that. But on YouTube and social media, you can reach way more people than inside of a building. So, that's why in every video I try to bring up scriptures and give examples of the Bible and stuff, and to try to plant some type of seeds.
Word up, and I think you'd be an incredible pastor. You know what I mean? If you were to go that lane, you know what I mean, because you're relatable, man. You know what I mean? Most people want to be able to relate to whoever's giving them advice, man. You know what I mean? And you'll be perfect for that. You know?
Yeah, yeah. I just gotta keep studying, man. Keep studying, but the people would know. The people would know when I'm actually turning into that, because it ain't gonna be too much prison stories, paranormal stuff. I'm just gonna be just talking about God in a way that it's like, I'm done with everything else. This is what I'm talking about now, and I'm slowly going. That's my ultimate goal, is to become that. But in the meantime, we gonna get to the BS.
Word, word up, and I think you'll be, if you were to transition your channel to that, man, you'll be good. You know what I mean, and plus people need to hear that, man. You know what I mean? Unfortunately, the youth that's under us, man, they not really familiar with the word like that. You know what I mean? So it's like, that's
You men-
needed.
you mentioned something earlier. You said about the youth. See, I tell people when I get to talking about the scriptures, I tell them, I'm not gonna lie to you. The scripture says that it's not gonna get better. It's not going. It's the world is going to be going. It's like a woman in labor with the birthing pains. It's gonna get worse and worse and worse. There's a scripture in Revelation where it says that there's going to be a great falling away. um, that means there's a lot of people that's going to turn their back on God and throw away the Bible and accept demon doctrines. It's going to be false prophets, false teachers that people are going to willingly, knowing that it's a lie, going to accept it over the truth. And they're going to get what's coming to them. You can see that right now. You can see it right now. Even it's so crazy that even in that alphabet community, Like some of the stuff that be coming out of their mouth, I'll be like, yo, are you serious? You cannot believe that. You can say that in public, but when you go home and you by yourself and you look in the mirror, you cannot tell me that you do not know, you do not feel that something just ain't right. You know what I'm saying? But hey, to each his own. That's why I say, you know, when people say, well, you should do this, I say, I'm not doing nothing, man. Either you gonna be wicked, let the wicked man be wicked, let the righteous man be righteous. I'm gonna do what I do. If God put it in my heart to just go full throttle with spreading the gospel and the way that I do it, then that's what I'm gonna do. But right now, I ain't gonna lie, man. One of my famous quotes that I used to say when people be like, well, what about this person? What about that person? And I say, yo, if they ain't accept Jesus as their Lord and Savior, Yeshua, Yahweh, whatever you want to call them, fuck them. that's really it. That's plain and simple. I'm sorry to cuss, but I just say I don't got time to go back and forth. Either you're going to accept him as your Lord and Savior or fuck him. That's it. I don't know. Move on. I'm not here to convince you to change your religion, whatever. Either you're going to accept it or you not. If you not, it is what it is. I'm just going to I'm going to dust my shoes off and go to the next person. It is what it is. I don't want to debate. I used to debate with like Hebrew Israelites, the Nation of Islam. I used to debate with all these cats. The only person that beat me in a debate was Brother Polite. But and that's because that nigga have a good way with his words. But outside of that, I don't debate no more because it's the waste of energy.
Word up, word up. Man, I guess this interview's over, man. Yeah, I mean, ran out of questions. But yo, man, we've been up for like for an hour and 42 minutes, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yo, any last words to the people, man, before we sign out?
Yeah, make sure y'all the people over here on my channel, make sure y'all head over there to Libido. Is I'm saying that right?
Yeah. You saying it's Labudo Network. You saying it right, man.
Okay. Libido Network, y'all go over there and subscribe, man. Uh, I like this cat, man. We gonna get some more videos and content together real soon here in the future, y'all. So y'all make sure y'all go over there and subscribe to his YouTube channel.
Word up. Again, thank you so much for coming through. Um, to the people, man, seek wisdom, practice humility, and always stay sucker free. I'm out. One.
Okay. What's up, y'all? That was a good live. For the people out there that is still in the building, I want to say something real quick. Y'all have a good night. That's it.